Lovely.
There goes the trolley. What are we grabbing from the trolley as we go past there, Suze?
I've grabbed a nice dark porter from Cheddar Ales called Totty Pot, which is 4.5%. Excellent for a nice cold day, which it is today. So
a Totty
enjoy.
Pot?
Totty Pot, okay. Yeah.
Tonight's confession and the first speaker of the week goes to Pegleg. Thank you, Pegleg. Father Simon and the Merchants of Fair and Just Atonement. The incident for which I seek forgiveness, by the way, I guess a little bit PG for injury detail.
Okay.
The incident for which I seek forgiveness occurred in 2016 under a star-filled night sky 15 miles off the Egyptian coast in the southern Red Sea. But first, I must take you back to a damp and cloudy day in England, April 1990, to explain the catalyst which facilitated this foul web of deceit and lies. I was a keen motorcyclist back then, and unfortunately on that fateful day, due to poor judgment and a self-belief which far exceeded any talent, I fell off my beloved Yamaha 600. The type of bike is relevant to the story. Other brands available.
Yeah.
My injuries were quite severe. My left leg was badly broken and was left paralyzed and very badly scarred, requiring extensive skin grafts to the upper thigh. And I also lost 3 fingers from my left hand. It took a while to recover any semblance of normality, as you can imagine. One of the things I managed to achieve with my limited mobility was learning to scuba dive. Jump forward 26 years and I am now an accomplished diver and headed off to the southern Red Sea with my brother, also by now an experienced diver, for a live abroad dive safari. As the name suggests, a live abroad means that you stay aboard a dedicated dive boat rather than a hotel-based holiday, which enables you to get to remote locations for more exclusive diving experiences. Premium, you could say. Very good. The Red Sea is renowned as being a unique and spectacular dive tourism destination, and these kind of trips often attracted like-minded divers from all over the world. For example, there was a delightful middle-aged Japanese couple on our particular boat. Because of the remote nature of the dive sites in the southern Red Sea, you would normally have the reefs to yourself. But on the rare occasion that other boats were in the area, they would often moor alongside each other in the evening, and the guests would mingle between boats and share anecdotes from their days diving. On the night in question, we were moored on a reef, and just such a boat came alongside us and shared our anchor line. Before the skipper had even time to shut the engines down, the first of the guests from the neighbouring boat hopped onto our deck. He was a mountain of a man, wearing a Confederate flag bandana and a huge oversized T-shirt with a rather unambiguous slogan of Trump Now emblazoned across his chest.
Okay.
Yes, he was an American. He spoke with an unmistakable deep southern states drawl.
Oh, right.
Well, howdy doody, y'all. I sure hope you've gotten some cold beer on this here heap of junk. We ran out of beer 2 days ago.
Hot dog.
He and his friends proceeded to enjoy our hospitality and completely emptied our fridge of beer. When our new American friend, let's call him Randy, recounted a quite astonishing story of the time he told an astonishing story of the time he had caught a red snapper. He said a goddamn shark came out of nowhere and took the whole goddamn fish right out of my hand. I saw my brother roll his eyes, and he casually said in his most understated British accent possible, "Wow, that's unbelievable." My brother had a bit of a tiff with a shark once, you know. I shot him a sideways glance. "Oh, yeah, what happened?" says Randy with almost dismissive indifference. Oh, yeah, what happened? My brother continued, "Well, there we were, diving on a reef, not too far from here, actually, when one of those little fellas, the shark, swam over and gave him a little nip. Why don't you show him your leg, Mike?" Pegleg.
Yeah.
He said to me with a wry smile. I paused for a moment as the realization of the opportunity to gain a little one-upmanship on our Confederate friends sunk in. All eyes turned to me. Yes, well, like my brother said, it wasn't far from here. I didn't see him coming as he was below me. He got hold of my left thigh. I pulled up the leg of my shorts, exposing my scars. All of the guests let out a little gasp of varying degrees, but Randy's was by far the most expressive. "God dang, son of a gun. I ain't never seen nothing like that. How in the hell did you get away?" I had him hooked, and it was time to reel in the prize catch. "Well, it's funny you should ask that," I continued with a nonchalant smile. "I punched him in the mouth a few times and persuaded the little blighter to loosen his grip. Managed to swim away. Lost a few fingers in the process, though. and I raised my left hand, showing only my remaining forefinger and thumb. More gasps from the guests. For what was the first time in the evening, Randy and his friends seemed almost lost for words. What kind of shark was it? Well, I can't be certain, I said, but I think it was one of those Yamaha sharks. Japanese, I think, quite ferocious, you know. Randy's face turned a little grey, and I wondered if he may now be regretting nicking quite so much of our beer. Not wishing to spoil the facade from further questions, my brother and I excused ourselves and retired to our bunks. Father Simon, I seek forgiveness not from Randy and his beer-blagging cronies, nor from the other guests who innocently had to endure my gruesome account of this fictitious shark attack, but from the poor middle-aged Japanese couple I mentioned, who spent the rest of the evening fastidiously going through their marine wildlife reference books, searching for the mysterious Yamaha shark, which was, of course, our own creation. Thanks, Peg Leg, Mike. And I mean, it was
well
a very
done.
vivid description.
No one
I
noticed.
think. No, I don't think so. I think he had it coming to him. Anyway, let's just check in with Sister Susie there.
Well, Pegleg, I like what you did here because, you went through a really hard time and, you kind of fought through all that adversity, and to still dive and do all of that, I think is wonderful. And also, that man sounds really annoying, so I think you deserved it. And the name of the shark, just excellent. Well done.
Yeah,
so, I'm going to forgive you.
So forgiveness from Susie, brother from another guy.
I think we were all in Pegleg's corner there with the obnoxious American and his trying to monopolise the conversation. Really. And isn't it the case? I mean, I'm not an expert on sharks, but you are supposed to punch them in the nose if they attack you. I mean, how anyone has the presence of mind to want to punch a shark in the nose is beyond me. But that is what you're supposed to do. So good advice from Pegleg. And also, I'm going to forgive just for the accents. Just for the accents, that gets through. So, yes,